Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom. I'm Jake T. O'Donnell. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Today is January 1st, and earlier today I went to the Cardboard Promotion Show in Dedham. They do all the holidays usually, or right around each holiday. They do shows, and this year was no different. I remember going to the show on this day last year, and so I went back again today. So I'm going to show you some footage from the show. I'm going to show you the pickups, and then I'm going to spend the latter half of the video talking about plans for collecting and also plans for the channel for 2025. Take that opportunity to do that. So let's get into the footage, and then I'll come back and show you what I picked up.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll have the 60 mantle all do you with the 60 in the back? You're gonna make me go buy it. It's all fucking don't buy it off him. He's high. I know he's going to want $200. I'll buy it. I want it. It's the freaking last card in the set. It's the last card in the set.
The guy in Houston, man, I know 1,000 data. I don't know if they do somebody here. This came from Amazon. What they're worth today, I don't really know. But the guy that I know comes in, he buys them all the time. But
Mays yet?
No, I'm still working.
I picked up a Mays rookie the other day.
Came with the circle.
New England, because I think Brigham's was only around here. I don't think they left like in New England.
And then
I think that sounds right to me.
And then fire Mayo and bring in Dion Sanders. I heard about that.
That just sounds like an offer.
Doesn't it? Because I got sports.
I can find them.
Okay, so as you saw, it was pretty busy. Definitely a busy show. Good amount of vintage. You know, Matt, you saw a lot of Matt from Providence's table. He was there. Didn't end up buying anything from Matt today. But at first, I walked around the show for a while, and I kind of thought to myself I wasn't really going to end up picking up anything. But I ended up making 3 different deals, and one of them ended up being pretty significant. So I'll start off by showing 2 cards that I picked up from a dealer who had some vintage value boxes, and I picked up a Mickey Rivers 1976 for my set build. This was before he went to the Yankees. I guess he was traded to the Yankees right around this time. And Mickey Rivers, an all-time character in the game. Please look up stuff about Mickey Rivers, and a big part of the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry of that sort of late 70s era. So, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about collecting plans for 2025 of where I'm at with my 76 set build. But I came across this. This was one I needed. And he was doing like 50% off. So this was marked at $5. So I figured I would pick up another card to try to get, just to make it an even $5. And I came across this card and I just thought it was nice. So I picked it up. And it's a 68. I guess these are made by the Fleer Company. They're it's more Bob Laughlin stuff. And this is of Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig's last series, the Yankees versus the Cubs, the 1938 World Series. In his career, in his lifetime, Gehrig, 7 World Series, 34 games, 361 average, 43 hits, 8 doubles, 3 triples, 10 homers, 30 runs, 35 RBI. So I just thought this was a really pretty card. And then there's a whole narrative on the back about, obviously 38, he was still a good ball player. And then 39 is when it all kind of came crashing down, unfortunately, for Lou Gehrig, and passed away 2 years later. But I really can't get enough Lou Gehrig in my PC, and I we'll talk about this more when we talk about collecting plans for the year. So that was one deal. Another deal, I picked up a 5-card lot for $20. It was a $5 bin, and it was 20 for 5 of them, and just went through, saw a few cards I wanted. A couple playing Patriots playing days Tom Brady cards. I just don't have enough of these, and I really wanted this one because I love the throwback uniform. I actually have this Brady jersey. It's the only Brady jersey I have. This is 2011 Topps 2011 Prime of Brady, and then this one is, I think, just the 2012 base Brady. So it's from the year after they went to the Super Bowl and lost. Here's a cool one. This is a rim. I don't know a lot about this series or this set type, but this is rim 15 of Jason Tatum. It's a future star from when he played in, I guess, maybe the under 18s for USA Basketball, because in 2015, he would have been pretty young. He'd probably be like, 16, 17 years old, because he got drafted in 2017, right? So, so I thought that was a good one. And then I picked up 2 Caitlin Clark cards. I don't have any in the collection. One I'm giving to Abby. It'll be hers, although the collection is ours. But I wanted her to have one, and then I think my dad is probably gonna watch this. Dad, I'm gonna be sending you this card. This will be coming to my dad, who's a big Caitlin Clark fan. So be on the lookout for this at some point. So this was just $20. So then, I kind of didn't think I was going to do any bigger deals than those ones that I just showed you, but you notice in the recap portion of the footage that I went through a stack of really nice graded 55 Bowman cards. So this was a dealer, and I wish I could remember his name. I apologize. He sets up at a lot of these shows. He was set up today directly across from Matt from Providence. And he was saying that he had just bought a collection of basically like all Hall of Fame 50s cards graded for $10,000. And so he had them all laid out, and I showed you, I went through the stack of the Bowmans. So he didn't have the cards priced, and I figured that maybe I could try to get some of these cards for a pretty good deal. So I ended up getting 2 cards in a deal from him, and there are these 2. They're both 56, and they're both white backs, 56 Topps. One is this. This is 3rd year K-Line in a PSA 4. Really nice card. I'll show you the back there. Like I said, it's a white back. And then this was the bigger of the 2 cards that I picked up. 2nd year 56 Clemente, also in a white back. And you see it's a PSA 4 MC. It's miscut. Now, you look at the front. This card is like perfect, right? Well, the back is a little bit messed up. So I did some digging before I made him an offer, but I offered him $250 for the pair, and he said no, that's too low because he was at $350. He didn't have the cards stickered, but he did have prices written down for the cards in the collection. And I offered $250 for the pair. And I knew that was low, but I thought maybe he's looking to just move this stuff. Well, he had this at $350 and he had this at $70, I think. So I asked him what was the lowest he would do, and he said, and I think I came up to $300. He said the lowest he would do is $375, and I was like, I hemmed and hawed and whatever, and eventually he's like, all right, I'll do $320, and I said okay. So I think effectively I got this card thrown in with this, because I would say that $350 is about right, or $320, $325. I'd say $325 is right for this, because I think this would probably get an SGC3 is my guess, and the average for an SGC3 is like $325. So $320 for these 2 cards, I couldn't really pass that up. I don't really think these cards are going to stick in my PC. Ultimately, these will probably be part of an upcoming deal, And so we're going to see what happens with that. So good show, busy show. Good to see all the folks out there, and had a nice time. And next show that I'm going to go to is going to be the Causeway Card Show at Big Night Live in TD Garden on January 11th. And then as part of the sort of collecting plans and all that stuff, I'll just mention a few other shows. We're going to be traveling a bit in January, and looking forward to going to a show outside of the area in January, and then probably nothing then until the National, where we'll be there. Don't think I'm going to Strongsville because of other plans that are happening that weekend. And hitting up the local shows. Very lucky here in this area to have so many really good local shows. But then let's talk about collecting plans for the year for me, and then we'll talk a bit about channel plans. So I spent some time. I've had a bunch of time off around Christmas. I had effectively like almost 2 weeks off. So I took some time to really kind of hone in on what I want to focus on collecting wise in 2025. And every show that I go to, I like to print off a list. This is old school of me, obviously, but I like to print off a list of kind of what I'm looking for on one side, and then a list of Yaz stuff that I need on the other side, because that would be kind of tough to have both of those on the same side. And I do have access. These are in Google Sheets, and I do have access to these on my phone. But just in case I end up, needing, or there's issues with phone access or whatever, I like to have this on hand. So what I've done is, I spent time really kind of honing in on a few different things, and I made some kind of harder choices recently, and I ended up selling off a few things that I felt like no longer really fit my PC and what I'm going for. So this is kind of, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then technically 7. There's 7 different areas right now as we start 2025 that I'm kind of focused on for my long-term collecting. And it's not hard and fast, obviously. I will still pick up things, a few bucks here, a few bucks there, like basically all of the raw cards I bought today, other than the Mickey Rivers card. It doesn't really fit into what I'm going to tell you, but if something is a few bucks, if it's $5, $10, whatever, $20, I'll probably I can buy it and it's fine. Like, one thing I'll just mention is, like, I'm working on a binder of all Red Sox cards, and it doesn't matter who the player is, what year it's from, whatever, as long as it's not like a Hall of Famer or part of a graded set, or if it's not Ted Williams or like a duplicate of a Carl Yastrzemski card or something like that. They go in my Red Sox binder. So I'll pick up Red Sox cards from time to time and throw them in my Red Sox binder, and that's fine, right? But so let me talk about the sort of, like I said, the 7 areas that I'm like kind of focusing on the most right now. That is Hall of Fame rookies 1954 to present. So I spent a good chunk of 2024 just kind of trying to get Hall of Fame rookie cards regardless of the era. And I decided that to have an actual PC of it, I decided to focus just on 54 to present. And I'm going to try to I'm going to probably sell off a couple of lower grade examples of some of those cards, and then try to upgrade them so that they're at least like a 3. That's one thing I have mentioned before, unless it's a card that's just like very expensive. I like my Clemente, which is a 1, my 55 Clemente. I'm not going to look to upgrade that. Like, that's going to be that one. But as far as ones that I just don't have at all at the moment, I need Ernie Banks, I need Hank Aaron, I need Tom Seaver, and I do need Dave Parker. And I will be obviously keeping an eye on the Hall of Fame balloting that's happening this year. I already have a graded Ichiro rookie. I already have a graded Billy Wagner rookie. It's looking like I might need to get a graded, or at least a raw 2 grade CC Sabathia rookie, because it's looking like there's a very good chance that he might make it. and have to, keep an eye on Andrew Jones and a few other guys too. But I do have, like I said, I do have Ichiro and I do have Billy Wagner already. So those will be ready to go in whenever I need them. So yeah, Hall of Fame rookies, upgrading what I currently have and adding ones that I need. I'm working on the 61-62 Fleer Celtics run. And I have an agreement to buy one card. I have, I guess it's 6 other cards. Either I currently have them or they're currently being graded. And and then I need 4. There's 4 that I don't have. There's Carl Braun, Bob Cousy, Frank Ramsey, and the Russell Takes to the Air. Which again, I've mentioned this on the channel, I think before, is a card I'm not crazy about spending money on because it's that image of like the hand in front of Bill Russell's face. I don't understand why they picked that for the card. I'm going to continue to chip away at a Ted Williams PC. And there's big cards that I still need. I think this is going to be a long-term thing. I don't think in any way, shape, or form I'm going to finish this in any way wow. I'm all over the place on my years today. What year is it? The Robin Williams meme. I don't think in 2025 I'm going to finish a Ted Williams run. But there's cards that I do need. I need his rookie card. I need his 40 play ball. And there's a bunch of other stuff I need. There's stuff that I could knock off pretty easily. I need both of his 58 Topps cards. I could get those pretty easily. Obviously 54 Bowman is a really tough card. That might be a long time out. Both 54s are both 54 Topps cards they're not cheap, but they're not hard to get necessarily. And I have his 60 Fleer coming. That will probably be that's probably going to go in. That's coming, I think, on Monday, and it'll go in my next SGC order. So looking for Ted, and then I guess while I'm on that subject, I'm going to also continue to chip away on my Yaz PC. And again, similar thing. I don't think that I'm going to be finishing that in 2025 by any means, but hoping to continue to chip away at this at shows and things and opportunities online that present themselves. So we'll see about that. Then there's the T206 action poses for Hall of Famers, right? And again, this is an interesting one because for the most part, I'm not going to look to get like net new T206 action poses if I already have a card that I like in my PC of a player with an action pose in the T206 set. And that includes, I already have the brown background, the T207, I think, right? The T207, I have the Charles Bender. I'm not going to look to get his action shot in the T206 set. I have the Hugh Jennings Cracker Jack, 1914, one of my favorite cards. I'm not going to look to get his T206 action shot. Just in the interim. Maybe someday I will, but not right now. So these are the names right now that I'm focused on. And this is in alphabetical order for the ones I want to pick up. Mordecai Brown, Ty Cobb, Hugh Duffy, Miller Huggins, Joe Kelly, Joe McGinnity, and Cy Young. Obviously, the Cobb is a tough one and an expensive card, but stay tuned on that. Cy Young that one's not really cheap either. That's not a huge priority. I would definitely like to pick off and find the right Mordecai Brown card. There's 2 different action poses of him in the T206 set. One is he's wearing a Cubs, his uniform says Cubs, and one his uniform says Chicago. So I'd like to pick off one of those for sure. That might be the next one that I really want to try to get. And then, Miller Huggins and Hugh Duffy, technically they were managers at that point. They were not actually, Huggins was a player, but when they were doing when the T206 set was happening, Hugh Duffy was a manager, although he's pictured swinging a bat, or like he's about to swing a bat in his T206 card. But I would also add that I might be ultimately looking for the John McGraw card in the set, and I may consider possibly the I may possibly consider the T205 of John McGraw as well, because I think I'm going to be moving on from the John McGraw card that I have, which is the E91B American Caramel set, which is not a set I particularly care for. Okay, so then there's, so that's the T206 side. And then the 76 Topps needs. I'm looking for, now with the addition of Mickey Rivers, I need 61 more cards to finish the set. And I'm just going to kind of continue to work at that a little bit. Okay, so then the last thing I have here is a list that I call the big list. And this is cards that don't necessarily fall into any of those other buckets that I just talked about, but are just cards that I want to add to my PC. And I'll go through this and I just want to be super clear. Like, this list is this is a lifelong list that I've come up with. Like, I really sat and thought about which cards do I want? Because I one thing that goes in with this was that I gave up the idea that I'm going to collect a playing days card of every Hall of Famer. I just decided to give that up. It's not realistic, number one. It could be something that I revisit at some point if I want to try to get them, but I would rather get the cards that I want now and think about those other ones later. But, this list, I'm just going to list off everything that's on this. Okay. And again, some are a lot more realistic than others, but this is the list. Okay. 1887 N28 Allen and Ginter, John Clarkson, and then the same set, King Kelly. 1895 N300 Mayo's Cup Plug, Hugh Duffy. 1909 E90-1 American Caramel, Cy Young, wearing the Red Sox jersey. 1909 T204 Ramley, Jimmy Collins. Any playing days, Honus Wagner. Any playing days, Grover Cleveland Alexander. Red Sox playing days, Smokey Joe Wood, specifically the Cracker Jack, which I've mentioned many times as a card that I want. 1922 E120 American Caramel, Herb Pennock. That is him in a Red Sox uniform. A playing days 1926 or earlier, Rogers Hornsby. The 1933 Gaudy, number 149, Babe Ruth. That is the red background. 1933 or the next four I'm just going to say are 1933 or 1934 Gaudy. I would like to get one of these. Lou Gehrig, Dizzy Dean, Mickey Cochran, or Paul Wainer. 1933 Gaudy Sport, Kings Eddie Shore. I've mentioned that card on the channel previously. 1934 Diamond Stars, number 14, Bill Terry. 1935 Gaudy 4x1 Goose Goslin. I just like that card. And then a bunch of 48 Leafs I'd like to get. Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, Honus Wagner, Dom DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky. The last two, DiMaggio and Pesky, are both short prints. 1949 Bowman, Jackie Robinson. 1952 Bowman, Stan Musial. 1952 Bowman, Willie Mays. 1954 Red Heart, Mickey Mantle. And then some modern cards that I'd like to go after. I'd like to get some kind of really nice 1990s Red Sox card, Pedro Martinez, like a refractor, nice, either from 98 or 99. And then the rookie cards of Paul Pierce, my favorite basketball player of all time, and Patrice Bergeron, my favorite hockey player of all time. So that's obviously, that's quite a list, right? I mean, that's a list of probably about 30 cards there. Again, there's variation. And there are cards that I've just put these on here, all of these as gold cards, right? Because I don't expect I'm going to buy a Playing Days Honus Wagner card in 2025. I don't expect I'm going to buy a red Ruth in 2025. But some of these ones I would really like to pick off this year. I think that the 49 Bowman Jackie is maybe going to be a card I target at the National. I'd like to find one in an authentic or a one. And then I would have, that would be my Jackie. I have a 56 Topps Jackie in an SGC one. I think I'm probably going to be giving that card up pretty soon. I would really like to knock off some of these 48, 49 Leafs. I'd love to get the DiMaggio this year. I'd love to get Stan Musial this year. And, other ones I'm going to keep an eye on. I'd love to get my hands on, the Cracker Jack Smokey Joe Wood is that's the card I want. Those are my that's what I'm working on right now, my collecting plans, and that's going to keep me busy this year. The only other thing I'm going to add is that my set build for this year that I've mentioned it many times on the channel, and I got sidetracked because of my health issues in the fall, but I want to build a vintage football set this year. And I'm going to do a whole other video where I'm going to talk about what set I'm going to target. I may ask for your help in terms of deciding. But I have like 3 or 4 sets in mind that I'm thinking of. And I don't know when I'm going to start working on that. Might be after January. But that's going to be my set build goal for this year, is to build a vintage football set. And now, as far as the channel goes, plans for this year are we're going to continue to do what we've been doing. Card show videos, pickups, mail days. Those things do well. You guys like those videos. The card show videos do well. The grade reveal videos do pretty well too. Those are the things that do the best out of all the stuff I do. We're going to keep ripping packs one way or another, whether it's older packs on the actual, like doing the actual long form videos, or if it's ripping newer packs on short videos. Those all seem to do well, and it's the thing I like to do really kind of the most. So be on the lookout for more of those. We are going to finish 59 Topps Friday this year. Let me just check and see how far out I have this. Like, I don't think I have the whole thing. Like, my guess is that we'll probably finish it sometime in May or June, based off of what I'm looking at right now. I kind of have everything mapped out a bit. I'm pretty excited about finishing that up. It's fun to do. It's fun to do the research. I know the videos don't get the most clicks, but we have a great. I have a great time doing them. So we're going to keep doing that, and then we'll focus on interesting cards or interesting sets or things like that. Like, I want to do more of that and talk about what the sort of mission of this channel has always been, which is like, let's celebrate and keep alive the history of sports, specifically baseball, but other sports too, through cards and the cards we love. And I want to keep doing that. I want to keep working towards reaching our mission. I have some excited I have some exciting collaborations in the pipeline, possibly. Stay tuned for that. And I have at least one interview in the pipeline, hopefully to do soon, and then maybe a couple more. And there's a few I want to pursue. I want to keep doing more interviews and talk to interesting people in the hobby. So we're just going to keep rolling it here. And thank you very much for your support. I realized that we came into 2024 with like a little over 100 subscribers, and now we have over 650. We have 660 as of this recording. And I want to keep growing it. We want to get to 1,000. We're going to do a big giveaway. We're going to give away a pretty famous card once we get to 1,000 subscribers. So help us get there. If you're not subscribed, so I really appreciate it. So that's it for this. Let me know what you thought of the pickups. Let me know what you think of my collecting plans, and let me know what your collecting plans are for 2025 and beyond. Do you have them? Have you spent time really looking at it? Please leave us a comment and let us know. Please subscribe to Waxback Wisdom if you haven't already. Please give this video a like. Let your friends know. Let them know, hey, this guy, Jake, he knows what he's talking about. I would appreciate that either way. Look below to our list of nonprofits and charities. We'd appreciate it if you could possibly support any of them. And also check out where to follow us on social media. So thanks very much for watching. Happy New Year. We'll be back with 59 Topps Friday at the end of the week. And I'm working on sort of a bigger narrative, I'm working on a list video, probably for early next week. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time on Waxback Wisdom. Take care.